Weaponization of the New Age. During the ascension cycle, many of us have gathered on the earth to find out the truth, to reveal the true memories and accurate histories that have been stolen from humanity, and to find out exactly who is accountable for these tragic events in which the minds, identities, and spiritual bodies of the souls of Tara were absconded with, damaged, and used in a consciousness prison. The prison acts as an energetic farm in which to power up an assortment of artificial realities for a gang of psychopathic and parasitic bullies, such as the Luciferian, Thothian, Anunnaki, and Galactic Federation, along with an unholy alliance made with an assortment of neighboring, intruding, non-terrestrial groups that are willing to participate in the galactic human slave trade and barter for Earth resources. For these organized groups that serve the Thothian, Luciferian, Galactic Federation, and related negative alien agendas, the most important goal was to ensure that the majority of the Earth humans would not awaken to realize that they were in a consciousness prison. Thus, it was very important to relay information that would divert people away from remembering what had truly happened to them and how they ended up in the mind control prison. Thus, the militarization of psychological warfare tactics was extended as an umbrella to cover many unapproved topics that were surfacing as a result of the shifting consciousness happening during the ascension cycle. The topics of the New Age, ascension, and disclosure were largely considered taboo in the controlled press of the mainstream media and remain untouchable. Untouchable means that if a prominent person makes a public statement on a topic that is considered untouchable, no matter if it's accurate and honest, that person will be crucified publicly and threatened privately. They will potentially lose their career, status, and standing in their community and among their group of peers. In the current terrain of global mind control, ridicule is negative ego's most potent weapon, and it is used in every organized industry, including spiritual communities, which can be some of the worst offenders. This is a basic principle of psychological warfare. If someone is out of step with the controlled narrative and they are public about these views, they can be subjected to economic and social terrorism, in which they will be personally ostracized, accused, and penalized for their personal views. Nonetheless, the awakening groups and concerned citizens that are interested in exploring one or more of the untouchable topics rose to form their own side of the alternative media movements, such as the UFO MUFON groups, Truther Movement, QAnon, and the New Age Ascension and Disclosure movements. Many of these communities were organized around a wide range of topics that are being researched by independent journalists and experiencers that the controlled mainstream would label as conspiracy theorists. This is used as a derogatory term in the media to infer that these ideas are made up by crazy people. The use of the term conspiracy theorist is used to undermine any dissent or questioning of the mainstream narratives and to methodically terminate any and all access to public media outlets or online social platforms that are being organized by those groups that are seeking to open these untouchable topics into a larger public debate. When one experiences direct threats and attacking from dark portal humans and dark forces for merely opening a respectful and compassionate dialogue about an untouchable topic, the first reaction can be shock and confusion. From this experience, it becomes clear that we are not free, that we live in a consciousness pen. Anyone that does not believe this should just try to talk about these subjects openly in any kind of environment and watch what happens. Many of these alternative movements have leaders by default that rise into a meteoric online public status and go viral on multiple social platforms, only to implode from within and be completely extinguished, going down in flames within just a few years. What happened? The basic principles of psychological warfare: divide and conquer from within, the infiltration of intelligence and leadership with delusions of grandeur and negative ego, a lack of discernment and awareness of the controlled opposition in play designed to destroy the organizational tenets on which that community's movement has been founded. There are no accidents, and nothing is random. The Dark Task Force is highly organized and very efficient. They will attack your weakest links in all areas, including those you love the most and that are the most vulnerable, such as partners, children, and pets. What most people are not aware of is that the extent of the grid damage incurred in the planetary body, along with the soul fracturing, is so extensive that it is almost impossible to gain accurate details that we can call factual truths that are recorded in the planetary brain as historical timelines. No one can say exactly when disclosure will happen or predict future events at this specific date and time. It is impossible during this cycle when traveling in 0 point and simultaneous spiral time. Humanity has to gather the holographic pieces of our light body and reassemble them in corrected position in order to reframe it with actual historical evidence recorded in our consciousness live stream. Our consciousness has experiences that can never be erased, and that content is shared through the rehabilitation of the planetary brain as we reassemble and reclaim our spiritual body parts and ascend. The Earth has been subjected to electroshock mind control methods and energetic implants being administered to suppress the entire population, along with artificial realities being projected into multiple dimensional holograms, recorded with false histories and false timelines. This means we have to extract the artificial reality and remove the artificial intelligence holograms in order to see what is false and what is real in the human consciousness experience. This means no one has all the pieces of truth, and the human race must all come together and unify in order to spiritually heal. We must be willing to dig deep and hard within to find the nuggets of truth buried inside our consciousness bodies while we navigate this soup of negative alien obfuscation and mind-controlled confusion. Keeping humanity confused and depleted is a psychological warfare strategy known as the confusion principle tactic, to spread mass lies mixed in with bits of truth in order to confound the population, cultivating a culture where no one feels they can trust each other and they do not have any semblance of discerning what is truth and what is lies. This confusion has stolen our true spiritual identity and renders us blind to the awareness of the current war raging over human consciousness that is happening behind the veil and on the world stage.